Hey folks in the internet, Facebook friends. I'm sitting out here on the porch in the middle of the day. It's very comfortable and maybe not for some people here in Texas, but remember, I was for 30 years or something in the freezing cold, and I love this. No questions asked. But anyway, I don't know if you just heard the feds raising the rate. It was a big hike, 3/4 of a point. And I wanted to talk to you about that as a realtor. What does that mean to you? What it really means that the $400,000 or $500,000 home you're looking at now, if you're looking at the loan, the mortgage payment back, it's gonna be about $400 to $500 more from 6 months ago or last year. I've been saying to you, I've never seen interest rates as low as 2.3/4 that we were having back in 2019 and 2020. And well, here we go. That's more like it. Why they're doing that? They're not doing it to hurt you. They're doing it to tighten up the money a little bit and control that inflation that's running out of control almost. And that's like a yo-yo situation. They're gonna do that, and then something else will happen. So it's a very tricky game. Let's see how they're gonna do. They're even talking, if that's still not work, they're even talking another hike rate by September, end of the summer, September. So let's see. What else does that mean for your real estate search? So you're looking at $500,000 home. You were pre-approved. The mortgage company went through your bills and gave you a price, and you go looking right now. You need to do it again. You need to call this fellow, this gal that did your pre-approval and find out what is that mean with the new rate. It could be a big difference. It could be $100,000 difference in the price you bought, unless you have savings somewhere where you can buy points down. What does that mean? On the other hand, that means that a lot of people like you, there was a pool of buyers, let's say, for the $500,000 home. That pool just shrunk. If you're out looking for that home at 500 and you have the money to buy a point down, you can still get approved for that. There's going to be less buyers fighting with you, and fighting. I mean, the craziness of $50,000, $100,000 more, sometimes double the asking price, the feeding frenzy that was going on. That should slow down for the most part, except for a specific property that is very wanted in the best location ever, blah 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 blah, etc. That property is still gonna have the same, but on the normal cookie cutter kind of property, you will see substantial less buyers. Is it a buyer's market? Absolutely not. It's still a seller's market, and there's still things are gonna happen with that. The prices we've seen this quarter, the second quarter, we've seen a price drop here and there, $5,000. Of course, that cannot continue. The new builders are giving totally massive money back at closing through their title and lender to get the properties done and keep on building what they started. But eventually, if that continues, they're going to stop building. So that puts you, on the other hand, on a lower inventory, which means the prices are going to go up again, and so forth and so on. Like I said, it's like a yo-yo. It's very hard to see what you're going to do. What do you need to do as a buyer right now? As a seller, it's still a good time to sell. You're going to have not 30, 40 offers coming in, but maybe 5 or 10. And that's the difference as a seller. As a buyer, what you need to do, first and foremost, you got to find a good lender that you can communicate with, and a good realtor. Number one, the lender. You got to sit down with the lender. Make it so it's a local lender. Yes, I understand the internet and all that stuff, but a faraway lender doesn't know this market, so you're gonna run into problems eventually, unless they're an out-of-state lender that has an office here. That's fine. Get past the pre-approval. Get fully approved. Send in your documents. Send in your bills. Send in your statements. Let's get the lender approval. And I know it's not a final approval. I know that you're not going to closing without paper, but nevertheless, is a more specific approval. You're going to find out that a lot of listing agents will be asking for that, approval versus pre-approval. Qualification means nothing to us listing agents anymore at this point. Next thing you want to do is this. You know that the market is changing. It's ever changing, but you know it's changing again. What do you need to do? Get a piece of paper and write down 10. I'm saying 10, but you can write less. 10 items you must have. And then from this deck, pick up the 2, 3, 4, 5 priorities. For what? Do you have to absolutely have a big yard, or do you have to have an acre, let's say? If you're looking for an acre, and me as a realtor, you don't tell me that, you don't know where you're looking, and I'm sending you properties with a quarter, half an acre, 10 of an acre, we're wasting time. So make it easy on yourself and the realtor. Gas is expensive. You don't want to be driving around, going to the house, looking at the backyard and say, oh yeah, that will never work. I got 2 large dogs, I want them to run out there. Or I don't want to sit in the neighbor's backyard, stuff like that. So get your priorities straight. Is it a 4-bedroom, 3 a must-have? Is it an acre? Let's call an acre a must-have. If it's not a must-have and you can live for less, then make that and prioritize it. If the updating kitchen is not a definite, then leave it alone. Let's find a home for you with the most important 2, 3, 4, 5 items that you need, must have, and look it up. Usually there's a couple of things that stand out. A lot of people will text me and say, I gotta be in that area because I want my kids to go to school for that area. I want to move, I want a bigger house, but I don't want to move out of the school zone. Another must-have is how many bedrooms and bathrooms. We started with 2 kids, now we got 4 kids, and I got 2 girls, 2 boys, and I gotta have so many bedrooms and so many baths. That being said, when you find a house that absolutely meets that must have criteria, let's look it up. Number 2, and I've said that before in my videos, find out a realtor that's not only competent, not only knows the laws and how to make an offer, but that's a master in what they're doing. Because the harder it gets to get a property, the more the realtor has to work. We do things that you don't see. We do things that we don't tell you about. And also a team is very helpful. 4 eyes can see more than 2 eyes. If they have a team together where they can, correspond and get opinions, or maybe another person in the team have dealt with that listing agent already, you have a better chance of getting a house. Why? I'm going to give you an example. I'll call a realtor and say, hey, I got a buyer for your home, and we're going to be making an offer. Let me ask you a question. Because, we are have these laws like HIPAA. We can't divulge information. But this you can do. Let me ask you a question. Is your buyer more focused on the price or the time that they have to move? And you hear a lot of times that say, yeah, my buyer needs to be relocated by that day and we want to sell the house by that day. Or no, actually, I'm glad you asked me that because the buyer has not found a house to buy yet, and we were going to ask for a lease back. Little things like that can make your deal go forward and get accepted much easier. And I can tell you more, And these are not information that cannot be devoted. I mean, talked about. These are just general information that the buyer agent can ask the seller's agent, and the seller's agent can disclose with no problem. Price, we can't talk about certain things like that. We can't talk about, but we can talk about stuff like that. I don't know. Another example would be, we want to sell the stuff in the house. We don't want to sell the stuff in the house. Everything remains. We don't want to move anything. Would you buy mine if they take everything with the house? Or I had a closing when the guys that bought it it was a must have in the contract that it is nothing left in the house. Not a bag, nothing in the drawers, nothing in the cabinets, nothing. They wanted the absolute sweep, clean house to move in. So that's what I'm saying. So get yourself a realtor that can do the footwork in the background that you don't see to get you the home. So you got an approved mortgage. Well, it's still pre-approved. It hasn't gone through, the final stage of underwriting. But you got an approved mortgage. You got a good realtor, and you actually found a house that clicks all the boxes, has the must-have. It's a cake. It is a done deal. We can get it done every time. The three must-haves is, like I said, at this point, with this situation: approval, good realtor, and make sure you got your must-haves in order. Location, like I said, is usually one of them, and number of bedrooms and bathrooms. But anyway, back to the high grade. Is this a good time to buy? Absolutely, yes, it is. You wait another 2-3 months, you're gonna see another high grade, which means that if you're if you're making $500,000 a year, you probably have no problem, because you always know that a few years from now you can refinance it. It's on a 30-year thing, and everybody can refinance it. But right now, there's gonna be a lot of people that are right at the edge. They're gonna get cut off. So why wait for another half a point high grade? That's my advice. That's my update for the day for the new rate hike. My name is Nikos Kurtis. I am with the Agent Texas, and I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions that you have real estate wise. Just remember, if you're commenting and questioning, one thing: Texas is different than North Carolina, and different than Massachusetts, and so forth and so on. So I might not be able to answer questions specifically on a lot of areas. California does things different. They have escalation clauses. We don't. It's actually not disclosure. It's actually legal to put an escalation clause in there. If that, then our price goes to that. Absolutely illegal. So I'll be able to ask all the generic questions though. Give me a call. Don't hesitate. Text me. Message me if you see this on Facebook. And good luck. It's going to be a great summer. Enjoy. If nothing else, enjoy what you have. Praise what you got. And let's move to the next level altogether. Have a great day.